It is Monday, nobody's favorite day of the week. But today, it is your favorite because you're here listening to me. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to my honest take. This is the only podcast that matters and the only pod you'll ever need with your host, Quincy. Thank you for allowing me to be a part of your day. Listen, um, I know this is a little bit different. No song, no music, no nothing. Like this is weird. What is this? Well, this is just the the prelude into episode 100. I did take a look at everything and realize, okay, this is episode 99. Next is 100. We gotta prep for this. Okay, so today's podcast isn't gonna be talking about anything. This is really just giving you guys updates, letting you guys know where we're at, and you know what's gonna happen for episode 100. So this is a quick one, just to keep you guys informed. You know, I like to keep y'all informed and not in the dark when it comes to the podcast. Like I said, if you want any type of live updates, follow me on all type of social medias at QuincyQ2K. So what's gonna happen with episode 100? Well, we're trying to work around a lot of people's schedules because we are trying to get some guests in here, whether it's live guests calling in, whether it's guests coming and going, whether it's just a set group of people. We're trying to figure out all the kinks for that. I know I've promised you guys the video format. It is coming, episode 100. We're still working out those kinks for that. Episodes with video will be posted on my YouTube, like I said, at QuincyQ2K, and then on any of your regular audio um, apps like Amazon, Spotify, Apple Podcasts, wherever you listen to them. It will always be the audio version, but like I said, the video versions will be on YouTube. Um, so I'm trying to get all that taken care of right now behind the scenes. Like I said, still working with a lot of other people to try to get that taken care of to make sure that this podcast is the best it can be, you know. So, like I said, we're working on that. We're trying to make sure that's fully taken care of because once that's up and rolling, then we're good. Episode 100 is gonna be a nice one. I know the podcast is typically 30 minutes. There's really not gonna be no set time, I will say, on the podcast now. Because it depends on the news I got. You know, there could be those weeks where there's barely anything that happens, which is interesting because there's always something that happens. But knowing y'all, you know, one of the best fan bases I have when it comes to the podcast, with everybody listening, constantly subscribing, shout out to y'all once again for that. I've been checking the numbers. You guys have been just blowing me away with the amount of support that you guys have been showing. So I appreciate that. But there has been some weeks where I was like, nah, you know, I don't want to give y'all this. It's not too much that I could really give my input on, you know. So there has been weeks like that where it's a little shaky, and those are the weeks where it's kind of iffy, where it's like, should I have a guest on here, or hey, should I even upload a podcast, or hey, do people want a 15-minute podcast? You know, if it's only gonna be that. That's the parts that gets iffy. So I'm not gonna have no real time frame on the podcast. We're just gonna say anywhere from 30 minutes to an hour, or 45 to an hour is going to be our baseline. Just starting now, just because I know episode 100 may be an hour long, and maybe we may still be able to condense it into a 30 and 45-minute podcast, but I want to make it a good special though, at least for y'all. So that 100 episode is definitely gonna have some merit to the rest of the podcast going forward. So stay tuned for that. Now, when it comes to guests and people like that, I don't know if I'm going to have the same guests always or if I'm gonna have one or two people who's always with me doing it. I'm still working that out as well. Because like I said, I do want to have someone to be able to give you guys another person's perspective because not all you guys are going to agree with my takes. You know, you may listen to me just to hear what I gotta say, but I know some people are like, man, I wish you had someone to debate with them. You know, or damn, you know, I don't agree with them on that. That'd be cool if I could hear someone else agree like how I agree. So I want to get another mindset in here for you guys for that. So I'm trying to figure out how that's gonna go, whether it's the same people, whether it's gonna be different. I'll talk to you guys after. You know, I'll do both. You know, probably one week switch up the guests, another week keep the same one. See what y'all think. See what y'all want to hear when it comes to that. So guests are gonna be something that may end up being permanent. not 100% sure because sometimes people do just like hearing someone talk by themselves. So it all depends on how that's going to play out. So that's why I said I may switch them up one week, guess, one week, no guess, one week, guess, one week, no guess. So depends on that. Like I said, I'll be checking everything, gaining some feedback. I'll be doing some stuff behind the scenes to try to give y'all that answer as well. So I appreciate that. Um, as for the type of content that this podcast is still mainly focused on, it's still pretty much news overall. I will call it general news, not world news, not entertainment news. It's just general news, from gaming to celebrities to the world to politics to what the most trending thing. This is what this podcast is about. It's your one stop shop for anything that you really want to listen to. I'll be able to cover it news wise to give you guys my honest take on it, my honest perspective. Things that your other podcasters are afraid to say. These other YouTubers are scared to say because they feel like, oh, if I say this, I'm going to lose a sponsor. If I say this, I won't get the deal that I'm looking for. If I say this, I get ridiculed, I get canceled. No, that's why people listen to me. We're just gonna be honest. If I say something that offends you, I apologize. Guys, y'all know I say it every single time. This is just what I'm feeling. This is me being honest with y'all. I'm not gonna lie, sugarcoat it. That's how I feel. That's my ideas. That's my ideology. This is what I think. I don't try to offend you in no way, shape, or form. Okay. But like I said, moving forward, we're gonna keep that same format. Um, I am still ironing out kinks for how we could transition a little bit smoothly into everything. But like I said, going in 100 episodes strong, it's been a blast. It's been a blast. Um, and when I say 100 episodes, this is what the new format of my honest take, because I know we're probably over 100 episodes already in. But if I'm not, then hey, look at that. But yeah, being able to get 100 episodes of this podcast though in is amazing. So, like I said, I truly do appreciate each and every single one of you guys. Um, it really means a lot. It really does. So, like I said, we are still gonna work out some kinks. Still trying to figure out what's the best way to go about this podcast moving forward. When it comes to any more changes design wise, getting an actual logo, getting some deals, some sponsorships, whatever it may be, we're still working everything out. Um, like I said, this podcast is mainly for the people that feel like things are censored, things can't really be said because people are scared. This is the safe space for y'all to feel like, okay, he thinks like me, or hey, he's not afraid to say what he wants to say. You know, um, there is still lines you can't cross though. I'm not just out here just saying whatever. It's still about respect, still understanding. You can't just say whatever you want in your mind. You still got to think about it because everything has a consequence, whether it's good or bad. So like I said, this podcast really wasn't nothing too crazy. I just want to let you guys know that episode 100 next week is going to be a banger. It's going to be a blast. It's going to be something that I'm going to take my time with, really make sure it sounds great. Um and just really take my time with it to give you guys something that really sounds quality, something that really sounds good. Because like I said, you guys really do deserve it for how much love and support you guys show on the podcast. So I'm gonna try to figure out, like I said, all the ins and outs so we could really make this something great. Because, like I said, you deserve it. You guys deserve a really good show. So I appreciate it. Like I said, it's gonna be the same time frame. It's gonna be on a Monday, next Monday, which is, I believe, let me get the calendar out for y'all. That's gonna be the 24th, February 24th. I don't know what time will be posted. I usually like to post early in the morning just so I'll always be the first one you see up there. But just be prepared and be on the lookout for that. It's gonna be a nice one. It really is. So I want to say I covered everything. I want to say I covered everything. Talked about that. We talked about this. Yeah, I think that's it. So I do appreciate each and every single one of you guys truly for all the love and support that you've constantly been showing on the podcast. it's been a ride. 100 episodes. Yeah, yeah. Wow, 100 episodes in, and we're just gonna keep going after that. So appreciate you guys. Love you guys. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Enjoy the rest of your day or night. My name is Quincy. You've been listening to my honest take.